I've had some pretty cool experiences in my life, things that were, I think, worth writing down, but my journal pages are very thin. But I want to write a memoir. I'd like to capture my life story. I'm wondering if that's something that you're thinking about too. Do you want to capture your life story? The problem that I'm finding is that how do I start? I look at the blank page. I'm trying to figure out how do I find the time. All those things have stopped me just dead in my tracks until I realized that most people don't fail to write because they're not great writers. They fail because, well, writing just has too much resistance built right into it. You gotta know how to write. You gotta find the time. You gotta organize it. You gotta be consistent. You gotta copy edit. You gotta, just put all this effort into it. But our lives are great and they're amazing, and it would be so cool if we could have these stories captured. So what do we do? Well, until now, we've pretty much just had to man up and do it, or we hire a biographer who can come in and, that's only 15 to 30 grand. Or it just stays in like these little journals that we never quite finish. It basically becomes this regret that we've never done. And the sad reality is if I were gone tomorrow, if you were gone tomorrow, your kids, your grandkids, they're not even going to know who you are. They're going to, well, your kids will know, but you're going to be forgotten. Now, I'm a bit selfish. I want my stories to live on. I want my grandchildren's grandchildren to have this compelling book of this story of my life and maybe share some lessons with them. And so I started thinking about this. Well, the truth is, when it comes to stories, we've always told stories before we've ever written them. That's just how we do it. And we're effortless. It's effortless for us. If we get together, I'm going to be telling you stories, right? Meet at the game, you tell stories. Have people over for dinner, you tell stories. Like, we're storytellers. But when it comes to writing, yikes. So I started thinking, what if you didn't have to write at all? What if you could just tell your stories and then they were transformed into a book? That's why I'm talking to you in this video, because I created that solution. I created something called LifeSketch, and it's an authoring system that basically, well, I can't even explain all the details because it's very technical. I would say the main thing is just to know that it's like no other app you've probably ever seen before. It uses the latest AI technologies, and you honestly won't believe how it works until you experience it. You just talk, and it effortlessly converts your stories into a book. Not transcripts, not some soulless AI ghostwriter, but it's your voice written in the story form. Now, I built this for myself, but the more I use it, the more I really want to let you guys have access to it as well. And so to do that, I have created a 3-day challenge. It's called the Write My Life Story Challenge. And in 3 short days, they're about 1.5 hours to 2 hour long sessions. I'll introduce you to this. I'll show you how to speak your memories onto the paper in a way. And this is a part, remember that movie Ocean's 11, and they're going to rob like 3 casinos, and you're like, there's no way they can do it. And then you watch the movie and it unfolds, and you're like, oh, okay, that's how they did it. Well, this is kind of the same thing. You're going to say, Brett, there's no way I can just talk and this thing's going to talk back to me and we're going to chat, and then it's going to transform it into some amazing story that's still my voice. Well, it's like Ocean's 11. It's going to, and it does, and I'll show you how it works. So you got to come to the challenge to check it out. Now, this challenge, like I say, it's 3 days. And should you come, should you not come? I made a couple of notes here. If you want to write your life story, if you're someone who says, you know what, I want to leave something behind, then you should come to this challenge, really. If you feel like your life has meaning, but the process of writing is just overwhelming, then you should come to this challenge. This isn't made for authors. People already know how to write. I mean, I've spent most of my career in writing, but that's always been like sales writing and marketing writing and things like that. And so I would say it includes me when I say the rest of us who really just want to get our stories out into the world. That's who this is for. So all you need to bring is your voice, some memories in your head, and you'll be able to find success with this. So I was thinking that I should probably charge you for this. And the reason why is because every time I've done workshops, and I've done workshops for over a decade, all over the country, and if you don't ante up a little bit, if there's not some table stakes involved, then we just don't show up. we don't really get out of it what we can. And so I was thinking about this, what's it really worth? What should I do? If you hired a writing coach, you're going to be spending like 5 to 10 grand for this kind of thing. So I could easily sell for $1,000. I actually decided, you know what? $100, that seems like a legitimate price that gives you enough that you're like, oh, it's more than a Coke, it's more than a lunch. This is something that I'm going to show up for. I'm not going to let other things get in my way. Now, however, for you guys, if you're watching this video, this is my inaugural run. This is our first go at this. And so I'm not going to charge you anything. You can come at no charge at all. Now, honestly, I'm not doing you a favor because some of you guys are going to just not show up. So I would say maybe you can make a deal with me. How about if you just write a check for $100? It doesn't have to be to me, but just in your brain, picture, okay, I'm really committing this. I really have done that, and try to come with that kind of commitment if you really want to quickly see how this works and get the most out of it. There's no real commitment to this. If you come after day 1 and you're like, it's just not for me, it's not going to hurt my feelings if you don't come back for day 2. But I actually think that you're going to want to come back for day 2. So you might say, well, Brett, I just don't know how to use technology. I don't know about AI. It's kind of freaking me out. All that's required, you got to have a computer. We're going to use Zoom, which I'll just send you a link, and you don't have really to do much. You just show up and need a microphone if you want to talk. And in all my years of teaching technology, I've come up with this term called the digital immigrant. Anytime new technology comes along, we have to immigrate to it, right? We didn't wake up in France and know how to speak France. It's like, AI's here. You live in France now. Like, everything's different. And we're immigrants to this kind of stuff. This is built for you. This is built for those of us who are saying, I'm not a computer science guy. I'm not a writer. It's just for those of us who want to get our stories out. And once again, I will say, this class isn't about giving you motivation. My goal is not to say, okay, we're going to be brave and we're going to throw your fear out the window and you're going to be vulnerable and, hug Brene Brown. Let's go after this stuff. No, what I'm here to tell you is that the process that I've come up with in this tool, it eliminates the resistance that comes with writing. And it builds momentum inherently. LifeSketch is built to help you get your mind into book form. So if your story's been sitting inside of you and you'd like to get it out, then I think all I have to say is click the button and I'll see you in the class. Thanks, guys. Thanks for listening.